Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So hard to tell when I'm actually live. I think I go live before this thing tells me I am. It's still a minute early. I wanted to sit on this side so you guys could see the water, but it's so. Oh, there it is. Oh, there. My plumeria back there. Back there is flowering again. I didn't think after Milton it got so beat. I didn't think it was going to flower again. Good Sunday morning to whoever. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to see comments. All right, I think. Okay, there we go. God, it's all whited out behind me. It's funny, I'm lifting up my right arm, but to you guys, it looks like my left arm. Isn't that weird? It's so too bright out there. Hi, whoever's here. I wanted to talk about something I posted this morning. Came across my friend Tiger Singleton. I call him Tig because I've known him probably close to 15 years. When I first met him on Facebook. Good morning, Cynthia from Louisiana, Sunshine Lane. um, when I met him, he was totally different. He was writing beautiful poetry, and everything that he wrote on Facebook was, it was when Facebook first started. I don't even know what year that was. Ah, anyway, I gotta still stand still or I go black. my what the hell? The little screen goes black. Anyway, he I have a meeting with him every week. It's a beautiful thing. It's probably coming to an end, but um, just a bunch of people get together from all over the globe, and it's an intimate little talk. There's no um, it's just talking, sharing love, and sharing energy, basically, is what it is. But he wrote this post this morning that I was like, oh my God, so beautiful. He says, love with all its emotional flavors, peace, compassion, freedom. There goes, I go black again. Shit. Because love, when you come from your heart, which is love, it's all about peace and sending that love out there. It's all about joy and togetherness, not separateness, is what we experience when our perception aligns with what is true. When we align with what is actually true, which is love. But when we're coming from, it says likewise, fear and its flavors of resentment, guilt, anxiety, discomfort in the body, which is what everybody's used to and seems addicted to. We are addicted to those thoughts, which are all coming from fear. It makes this body feel alive. Some people don't even know what to do when you're sitting quietly. Frank, how does that? Sitting quietly, peaceful, without any agitation inside. It's uncomfortable for people. But that's our true nature, and that's what every little me is looking for. What is causing the light and the dark? I don't understand. Anyway, there it goes. Maybe I should move. If I turn my head, seems like it changes. Okay, I gotta sit really still. I'm gonna put this on this side and see if that makes a difference. Likewise, fear and its flavors, resentment, guilt, are experienced when our perception is not aligned with the truth of here. That's how your body, that's how you know that you're coming from the thoughts, because it's uncomfortable in the body. Anxiety, fear, resentment. Whenever you are resenting somebody or thinking they should be different, right there, you're coming from thoughts. And all the, okay, so something happens, and then there's a thought that pops in, like analyzing something happening, analyzing it through thoughts. And if you analyze it through your heart, through love, the filter of love, that's a completely different feeling in the body. Feels good. It is joy filled. And he says, in reality, what is real and true, there is nothing to fear. If there is fear, then reality is not being seen. Instead, we are lost in the mind's noise, running from imaginary monsters. I love how he wrote that. Imaginary monsters, literally, fear of a future. What the hell? I can't get it back, guys. What? I don't know. It says check your internet connection again. Okay, so this time I backed off and it's staying light. Emotions are indicators signaling to what degree we are seeing ourselves, others, and the world clearly. If it's upset, you know you're not seeing clearly. You're seeing through the filter of the mind, through fear. Thoughts are fearful. It's always worried about a future, and the past is all so painful. Thinking you did it wrong because life got it wrong. all all of your personal growth has revolved around healing perception, how you see yourself, others, and the world. That is why real growth leads to a more loving and peaceful life. That's all I talk about. I just want everybody to have a loving and peaceful life. And I had this conversation yesterday. All of your better actions are a result of seeing things more clearly and with less fear. All fear is coming from thought. Yesterday, what was I talking about? I had a piece of bacon, so it's up inside. Fear causes so much anxiety in the body. Cynthia, when we talked this week, morning, Margie. Good to see you. So last week I talked with Cynthia. She is in a beautiful place. You know, I wish Alicia lost her son 5 years ago now. And she, you know, Cynthia, I should get you two to talk because I could feel it in your voice last week how coming from love, not coming from those fearful thoughts. And how it was so different with your husband's passing versus your daughter. Inspirational. I could feel it through that phone. Yeah, yesterday we were at the beach with a girlfriend and we were talking about all kinds of stuff because when I get on a roll, I get to the root of what's going on. Like Peter judges this girl's husband as he thinks it does not think highly of him. And I was able to see the only reason you judge somebody else is because it's already in you. The way Peter thinks and the way this guy thinks is very closely aligned. That's why when you keep the judgment on somebody else being horrible, you don't see where you are. We're all the same. Okay, so we're all the same love like we were as babies. That's the truth of it. That's the truth. The rest is fear coming from thoughts. And hi, Adam. So good morning. So good to see you here. Anyway, so when you're coming from a thought, that thought, literally, when something happens, because life is constantly happening, we have no control over it. And that's the thing. That's another thing, letting control go. Realizing that you're not doing this. Let go. They let go, let God, let go, let life. Let life do you. Because it's doing it anyway. We're just fighting it. There was somebody that posted something on YouTube I saw yesterday. It was about what's really going on here. And I could feel inside of me the aversion to it. And in the next sentence, he says, your mind is not going to accept this. At first, it's like, so when something happens and the judgment comes so fast, it's like instant. I don't like that. Or I do like that. It's analyzing life constantly. Just so there's life happening and then there's thoughts about life. The only reality is what's happening in the moment. The thoughts about it is what causes all the pain and suffering in you. Because it's judgment. It's coming from a filter of, I'm not good enough. Something's wrong with me. Every single human being has that as a base thought. I'm not good enough because I've separated from God, life, whatever's making those birds sing. That bird, listen to how beautiful it sounds. Oh my God. And it's not worried about if it's being too loud or if it's saying something wrong. See, we're coming from this narrative inside, fearful of the future, afraid of saying something wrong, doing something wrong. Check this out, because this has potential to change everything. When you drop the fear of doing it wrong or judge it, when you judge another as doing it wrong. If I back up. The color, the somebody must know about lighting. Phoebe, what's happening? When you watch this later, when you get up, I'll have it on YouTube. When you watch it, let me know what the hell's going on so I can. It seems I'm trying to keep real still. Anyway, okay, watch what's happening in your. Watch. Let's set an example. Okay, let's do it this way. So, yesterday we went to the beach with a friend of mine. It ends up that we go to dinner after. She wanted to go try this coconut chicken that's at Salty Papa's Shrimp. This place is amazing. It feels like you're in New England. As soon as you walk in, it's like an old-fashioned diner. It just smells like New England. It's just, anyway, they have this coconut chicken that is to die for. It's fried chicken that's got tons of coconut, and they serve it with this pineapple coconut sauce that you dunk it in. So good. Anyway, and I knew she didn't have the money. I knew we were going to have to pay for it, but I watched a thought come up, and I knew she wanted ice cream too. So we split one meal, and then we went and had ice cream after. Oh, I felt like a stuffed pig. But okay, that's another thing. There's a thought. I ate too much because his body's uncomfortable. You ate too much. There's a judgment on yourself right there. It's not possible to eat too much. The body knows what to do with it. Anyway, so I watched the thoughts, and she was on her phone a lot. So she wasn't really with us. She was walking away on the phone a lot. So I watched the thoughts of judgment come up, saying, why did she even want to come to the beach with us? See how, can you resonate with that? That's what it does. So then it builds a wall against her. And we paid for dinner, and so what? If there wasn't worry of a future, like that's going to put us in the poorhouse and we're not going to be able to live. But that's what it does. Watch the thoughts, because that will build a wall between you and her. It's just a thought about what happened. Life is just happening. It's our thoughts about it that cause us pain and suffering, and then we project it onto others. Do you see? All of it is bullshit. All of it is all filtered through a mind that is scared of the future and taking from the past. The fears are from the past too. She can take advantage of us. What? How about how wonderful it is to treat someone we love. We both love her. But the thoughts about her can cover that love. Because when you don't love somebody, you're not loving yourself. Because we are all the same energy. And the judgment of them. Like if somebody, if you hear that they've talked about you, feel that. So what? That doesn't define you. It defines them as the needing to judge. Whatever they said has nothing to do with it. Unless you believe it, then there would be an issue. Everybody talks about everybody because that's what the mind does. It's always bitching about something. It's complaining. Almost 100% of the time, your mind is complaining about something. Even just watching TV, there's a judgment. What do they do that for? Especially with sports. My father used to scream at the TV like he would do better if he was on the field. Really? And all that upset and anger inside. It makes you, this body-mind mechanism, feel alive. It makes it feel like it's something. All that emotion. The thing is, when it's coming from love, from your heart, love, what you really are, there's so much peace and contentment, which is what every single human being wants. Peace within, or peace in the world, because no one wants war. No one, except whoever's running the buttons to send them to war, whatever. I don't. That's still the little me. You did this to me. I'm a victim. You're gonna pay. Our thoughts are all coming from victim. When you're coming from judgment, you feel like a victim. Victim mentality. Victims are very mean people. Period. The victim is gonna fight. Fight, fight. Oh, that's what I wrote this week about fighting. Kamala wrote, or not, she had a speech, her acceptance or lost speech, whatever you call that. She was very gracious and it was beautiful. She didn't throw anybody under the bus. She didn't. It was a beautiful until she started at the end. We will fight. She must have said fight. I don't know how many times. I don't know, but I was like, we want peace. We don't want to fight. Fighting is what they did on a big scale on the TV, blaming each other, fighting. How can if our leaders are doing that, how can how how can we expect the people to? That's what I talk about. It's not about fighting. It's about loving. But you have to love you first. When the thoughts come up, even if they come up, okay, so they're going to, if you notice, there are thoughts in there when you go into a project or something, there's always a fear of doing it wrong. So if you can notice, just notice those thoughts, because those thoughts aren't who you are. They're literally, it's a ticker tape, constantly going. Everybody who has died and come back, the stream of thoughts is over because the mind is left behind. So that constant barrage of thoughts, of agitation, the thoughts cause the agitation in the body. But as it's happening, there's a recognition there. It's possible to see that those thoughts are causing agitation in the body, and the one who notices that is what you are, not the thoughts. The one who's noticing the thoughts. Oh, that's not who I am. I can see that thought. Have you ever noticed a thought? As big as you notice them, because as you start noticing, then you notice all the time. You can be in the middle of a thought storm, what I call ego storm, so and so, and you start feeling it in your body. So you're like, oh, here we go again. There it is again. Let it go. As soon as you laugh at it, it doesn't hold power over you anymore. You get out of that hole you're going down, or seemingly going down. You're really not. Your attention was into that thought process, and you don't have to. Once you recognize it and laugh at it, you come back to now. All of that was imagination. All of it was imagination into the future of bullshit that's causing this body so much upset for nothing. For it's imagined. Thoughts are imagination. It's not real. There's literally now, past and future doesn't exist and never will. Isn't that hilarious? But it causes so much pain and suffering in the body. But that's what we were talking about yesterday at the beach. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter because who you are, that energy that makes this mouth, makes this hand move, makes that bird sing, the palm fronds move in the breeze, in the wind. That's what I love calling it, the wind. Just laughing at it, those thoughts. Yeah. Yes, Cynthia. Um, I got to the fact that no one's being hurt here. Even the most brutal accident, the most brutal. We just found out that a dear friend of ours, who's only 56 years old, she used to babysit for our kids. Angel. Her name was Angel, nurse. She just passed. And I just reflected on that for a minute. She doesn't, who she really is, which isn't that body. I mean, we use that energy, that life force, which is what we are, that can watch the thoughts, that uses this body temporarily, just like it's using the bird and using the plant and using whatever seems to be here, which is all our imagination too. Well, the using that imagination is what well, I'm going to refrain. I'm not going to say that because it's not. See, that's another thing. I don't want you guys to hang on to the words that I say or the words I'm not saying that are coming out. I just want you to feel what it feels like in your body as the words come out. If it resonates, you know, and feels good, you know it's the truth. If there's a resistance to it, it's not truthful for you yet. Or, I mean, you can hold on to it, just see where it goes for you. But it's energetic. We are the same energy. Every single thing here is energy slowed down or sped up. When it's sped up, it's lighter. When it's slowed down, it's heavier. And the heavier it is, you know you're stuck in the thought that's not true. Take a breath. Take a breath, as simple as that. And then poof, they're gone. The minute you take a breath, it's gone. That whole thought process is gone. And it'll start up with another thought process, and you'll either hook on or not. It's a hook. It's a hook. Because it's patterns of thought. It's patterns that were downloaded. The baby has no patterns of thought. It doesn't know it has eyeballs. It only has eyeballs to us that are projecting the baby with eyeballs. Ooh, that's a deep one. But anyway, Peter got to see yesterday through my pointing. Hi, Denise. Good to see you here. Thank you for being here, girlfriend. Shit. Oh, he got to see through my pointing that the judgment of this man, he's a lot like him. That didn't sit well. There was a blah. The only reason, if somebody says something and there's a defense and a fighting and a blah, 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 right there, you know that they've hit a belief, a pattern of thought that's in there that you're believing. It's not true, but you're believing it. That's why we can judge other people as being wrong, because we're already judging ourselves as being wrong. That is a deep one that I've just seen really clearly in the past, say, 2 months. I've been watching it for a while, but actually seeing where it's seeing and feeling where I can do it wrong. Not possible. More bacon. It's not possible to do anything wrong. And that goes for others too. If you judge them as doing it wrong, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. Use your spouse or whoever's closest to you. Use them when you feel something coming up inside. You feel that agitation coming up and you want to back at them. Use them to take a breath if you want freedom. Because when you have that pattern, that's what I wrote this week. When you have that pattern inside, saying I can do it wrong or whatever it is, it's detrimental to yourself. That doesn't matter what person's in front of you, because it's going another person. It's not going to be in that other person. Very deep for a non-spiritual person. I had it this morning big time. What? Girlfriend, we need to talk. We need to do a video chat very soon. We've been saying that for a couple weeks now. It's time. Anyway, use your spouse or whoever's closest to you when that upset comes in the body, because it's gonna, if you don't heal it, if you don't see it and go, oh, that is, I'm believing I can do it wrong. So the person who's seemingly attacking me is not. It only feels that way because you already believe what they're saying is true, and it isn't. None of it is true about you. Every belief that you hold, even something that you think medically that you're going to die of if you don't take blah, 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 it's a belief. I don't want to go there either. Yeah, I believed that my knee, there was something wrong with that knee. And when I saw, I'm like, show me. When I heard that it was pain is either anticipated or remembered, it showed me in no uncertain terms that it is all in our mind. Everything is in our head. Every belief that you believe about yourself isn't true. Not one of them. And every single one of them is a pattern that gets hit by somebody else, and you just at the other person instead of just looking back and saying, oh, because it's innocent. It's innocent, you believing this is innocent. It was downloaded into you when you were young, and you hooked on without a question. My granddaughter right now believes she has POTS. It's just a label. And my son has diagnosed himself with ADHD and believes it. It's another label. When you label me, you negate me. Labels aren't true. And you can live, far be it from me to say, because nobody's suffering here. Nobody. Because the body and mind, it has an in and an out. The energy is in it at a certain date, and there's an out date. We don't know when. We pop in, we pop out. We use this body very briefly to the me that you believe, a thought made me. That seems like it's forever. It wants to live forever. It's not gonna. But who you really are is going to. It doesn't, it goes back into what? What is it? Energy that's making all this happen? Where's it gonna go? It doesn't go anywhere. The body drops, but it was never who you were in the first place. Those thoughts are not who you are. You believe it is, but when you can see a thought, that's where wisdom can get in. Real wisdom, who you really are, comes from the truth of you, the love that you are. And as you fill up the love that you are and not pay attention, don't get hooked by the thoughts, you just spread it. You can't help but love everybody because hatred or angst against anybody hurts this. It literally hurts this vehicle you have to get through life, to use, to spread love and not need it. You need to prove your love to me. And if you've done something wrong, you don't love me. And I need you to love me. That's all ego. That's all thoughts. None of it is true. It feels awful. And your body's letting you know it's not true because it feels like shit. And it feels good to love. And when those beliefs are seen and let go of, when somebody says something to you, like the guy here when we first moved here, and I was at the pool and I was talking to somebody on the phone. He was the only other one at the pool. Cynthia's heard this. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this, but I'm saying it for anybody who hasn't heard it. He said he comes over to me. He had the radio going, but I was talking on the phone across. He was at the end of the pool, and I was across and up at the front of the pool. He comes over and stands in front of my chair and says, "You are the rudest person there's no way I would be on the phone at a public place talking like you are." And we were talking this, like what I talk about. So apparently it hit him. And I just said, "Thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling me." And I just removed myself. I left the pool area and went somewhere else. I can talk to him, to my friend, anywhere. And it turned out that I never held anything against this guy. He's just coming from his fear, and I don't know what I said that resonated that freaking hit him, but I can just love him. Loving somebody that seemingly hurt you. That didn't hurt me because I know I'm not a rude person at all. I just happened to be talking on the phone and he considered it rude. And it turns out I became very good friends with him, and then he died. He dropped the body while we were on our trip, I think, in 2020. Yep. Trip across country. Oh, there we go again. Oh, white and black, white and black. Anyway, that could even be a trigger for somebody. White and black. As the triggers go away, as you see that they're not true, a trigger is yours. As you see them and see that you're not them, oh my God, it frees up so much space in here to just love. I think we're done. It's usually just over a half an hour. Unless anybody has any questions. You guys never have questions. Okay, so last week it got over 500 people watched it. If you have any questions on the replay or whatever, type them out. Give me a subject to talk about next week. Or maybe I almost picked it up this week during the week because there was something. Because if I don't get it in the moment, it's gone. I actually picked it up on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, and I have got 7,000 followers, and I go live. Oh, Cynthia, you're the sweetest. Such a beautiful mirror. Um, she says love and light to everyone. She is. She's living it, enjoying everything, being grateful, gratitude. When you are gratitude, I do, Denise. When you are in gratitude, well, that's another. Um, that's just a benefit from not being so caught up in the thoughts. Just gratitude for everything. It's just gratitude and love, same vibration in the body. Feels beautiful. But when you're feeling like a victim of life, there is zero gratitude. Zero. Not even for eyes or a mouth. Okay, Denise. I can tell there's something going on. Count our blessings. Yes. Teeth. When was the last time you were grateful for your teeth to be able to eat steak or ice cream? Actually, you don't really need teeth for ice cream, but it would be funny without them. Your tongue. I love you so much. Every single one of you that is watching this. I hope you feel the love that I am projecting out to you. I appreciate every one of you. Enjoy your week. Till next Sunday, or maybe before. If you join me on TikTok, it's just Lori Tibetan. I pick it up whenever, and it goes live, and I don't know where it goes. After the live is over, I can't post. I don't know where it goes. It disappears. And it's not even on my page. So, thank you, Margie. Whenever somebody's grateful. All right. Later, guys. Mwah.